change that around a bit.
But anyway, here we go. The lights are coming on now. The lights are out and we are away. It looks to be a pretty even start from Czech and YOLO Gamer, but Race Roller's had an absolute stormer behind them. He's already got Czech, and can he get YOLO Gamer into turn 1? He's thinking about it. Or further behind, it looks to be a bit of carnage. Crispy has managed to muscle his way up into P4 on the softs already, and is having a look at Czech himself. As he's gained so many places, there's carnage in the background. There's carnage in the background. I think Nicky has lost out, Ham's lost out, Bunny's lost out.
Klutzy's lost out by 2 positions.
Klutzy's lost out as well. But yeah, what a start. Race Roller storming through and does get into P2 ahead of Czech, and Czech's now behind Crispy as well. But he's having a look on Crispy. Has Crispy got a bit of damage here? He's certainly got a lot of understeer through the first Lesmo, as he's now being overtaken by Zydrad as well. I think Crispy does have damage. And now Para gets past him as well. He's just been completely using off the throttle here, Crispy. I think he might have gone in quite hot into turn 1, which is why he gained those places, but maybe sustained some damage to it from it.
Jib Jab on the back of Division here, and Ascari maybe looking for a move toward the exit of Parabolica, maybe onto the entry of Parabolica.
As it's yellow flag again, and that is Bezzers. Bezzers has spun. Bezzers has spun as Klutzy has now got past Crispy. And Midzi and V2 battling out here. Midzi has made a brilliant start from P15. He's all the way up into P9 already, as Crispy goes into the pits and Midzi takes P8. So if you look at the position gains, Midzi up 7 places, sorry. Jitto's up 6.
Both Alfa Romeos up 8. We mentioned the last of first challenge for those. From that first lap, it's looking promising for them.
Yes, as now Para does get past Czech. Para is on the softs, so he's going to gain quite a lot initially, as he does get past SLR Czech. Got a lot more traction at the first chicane than Czech did Para. But wow, what a start to this race. YOLO Gamer still leads on the mediums, but Race Roller is in his DRS, and this could be a great battle towards the end of the race here, I think.
And it's Crispy with a 5 second
quite a while.
The speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah, he must have spent into the pits. Yeah, that is something that's quite easy to do. As Crispy, Stenner, Division and Nicky have all come into the pits here, and presumably all have damage. So
2 of them are for the hard compound tyre, meaning they are going to the end of this race on the tyres, if all goes well. Maybe
they just don't want to use the tyres that are actually going to be more viable. As, oh, here we are. Jam's got a bit of pace here, and he gets past V2. Jam's gained an awful lot himself. He's up 9. He's up into P9. He's gained
close behind as well, with game 8. Also on the back of V2.
Yeah, Jam, an honorary Alfa Romeo member. Is he going to help out his current Alfa Romeo teammate in this race? At the moment, potentially could do, as DRS is now enabled. And look at this, Czech and Zydrad battling out for P4. Zydrad round the outside of Curva Grande. Is Klutzy going to follow? No, he's not at the moment. But this is interesting here. Para in P3 does not really have the pace of the top 2, despite that tyre advantage of the softs.
YOLO looking pretty strong here, actually.
I think he definitely is. He's got a similar amount of battery to Race Roller, and yeah, they're both currently out of the DRS of Para, which could be quite important. As now we have Klutzy Winter trying to make the move on SLR Czech round the outside of Ascari. Zydrad's going to potentially affect that as Klutzy backs out of it and thinks, no, I'm gonna be a bit patient here, and I am going to stick behind and try and get back on the main straight.
Jib Jab's going to be looking at V2 combat here as he is within
yes, he is. He's going to go down the inside. Oh, he thinks about it. Oh, I don't really know if that move was ever on, if I'm being honest. And yeah, they've made a bit of contact, and Jib Jab has spun around. I think he stuck his nose in there. V2 turned in, and they've made a bit of contact as Czech's now got past Zydrad here. But he's gone to the left-hand side, and is he letting Zydrad go back past here? He's going side by side with them. I don't think he is. Might have just had a bad exit here, but they are going to go side by side here through Curva Grande into the second chicane, and Zydrad does keep the position.
Division with a fastest lap at 122 steps. obviously on the newest.
As there's a yellow flag here, and that is V2. That is V2 who's spun around, and I think I've caught the end of him potentially resetting to track as well. I'm not 100%, but V2 here has dropped quite far down. Let's now check Zydrad Klutzy. This battle is still going on for P4.
That opens up SLR jam onto Midzi. In DRS range, Midzi doesn't have DRS on the cars ahead.
Yes, Jam could potentially go through it. I mean, Midzi's probably best even letting him go a little bit so that they can be close to the cars ahead who are battling, as here we are. Speaking of the cars ahead that are battling, Klutzy and Chet going side by side. And is there going to potentially be a move for the lead here as well? Yes, there is. Race Roller has saved his battery. V2 YOLO Gamer does not have that much himself, and Race Roller has taken the lead. As Klutzy's now got up past Zydrad as well. He's made 2 moves in 1 lap.
Brilliant recovery from him.
And is really looking feisty here. He's recovered from his slightly poor start and looking pretty good now, as now Midzi and Jam are joining this train. And this train could potentially propel them up to the top 3 as well. So all of these drivers still firmly in this race.
Midzi with a bit too much curve on the entry of the second.
Yeah, his car was looking quite bumpy there, it must be said.
For a second.
Para has now joined this train between YOLO Gamer and Race Roller. He's got some more pace on the softs. He's found the pace, and he is now firmly within the DRS of them.
And now with that,
can Klutzy join them?
Well.
And can Klutzy as well pull along all of those drivers who are in the DRS of him? And that's what they'll be going for. Although one of them, Jitto, has lost the DRS here. Could potentially be vulnerable to Midzi here.
Midzi very close behind. Trying to stick in that slipstream.
Does Jitto have the DRS?
No.
Jitto doesn't have the DRS. But he is going to have the slipstream with the car ahead though, so maybe vulnerable to Midzi here. He thinks about it, but thinks better of it.
Bit of a lock-up from Jitto in turn 1 there.
Yeah. But yeah, what a race so far, and I think it's only going to get better when we get to the pit stop phases as well. Oh, as Para is right on the back of YOLO Gamer now. Got so much more confidence through the second chicane on those softs.
Stenner trying to show his pace a bit here, as had to pit early on lap 4, I'm guessing due to a bit of damage to his front wing
as well. And I feel like a move is definitely going to happen for P2 anytime soon.
I
of course, on the soft compound tyres. He hasn't been able to use them as much as he would like, although
now
he is, of course, up into quite a good track position now.
It's paying dividends for him right now, as he is actually gaining through most corners of the track. Only 500.
Yeah, he's going to potentially go through now. I think Para is going to potentially have a move here.
The DRS and the slipstream and the ERS, I'm not sure.
The YOLO Gamer doesn't have really any himself. Para, I think he's going to send it here. Is he going to go down the inside? He is.
They make contact.
They touch a bit. They touch a bit.
The sausage
YOLO Gamer gets his elbows out, and they are going side by side here through Curva Grande, and I think Para has got the position. Yes, he has. He has forced his way through, as Midzi has also got his way past Jitto as well. Jitto is going to potentially fight back, but I think Midzi has got the position. Up into P7 now from near the back of the field is the championship leader, and this is a very, very good recovery drive from Midzi.
SLR Ham and Riggs, obviously teammates down in Alpine in 11th and 12th, are also very close.
Are they potentially going to swap each other over? Yeah, I think if they can both go at Ham's pace, then I think this could potentially close them up to Jam, Bunny, and Jitto.
Jitto currently AI mode. Not sure what's going on there.
Yes, I'm not sure what's going on there either. But that could potentially affect Bunny, and could potentially affect his possibility of keeping that position as well.
Yeah, as obviously those in chat will know. AI does make you a considerable amount slower than goes ahead.
As here we are, Bunny is making the move on Jitto's AI. Oh, as Para's made the move on Race Roller into turn 1 as well. Para's obviously got that tyre compound advantage, but he has taken the position on Race Roller and taken the lead of the race. So
we said
game on at the front here.
We said Klutzy might be in contention of taking the lead of the race at some point. He never actually brought his teammate into that conversation.
Yeah, well, he started P8. He started P8, and he's side through the field very nicely here on the softs. And yeah, Paraquix
Klutzy
looking
also
quite good in this race
very
at the moment.
quickly toward that front.
Yes, Klutzy's, and he's brought along a couple of friends of Zydrad and Czech to the party. As now Jam's got past Jitto's AI. Don't know whether Jitto's controller's disconnected, maybe something like that. Who knows?
Back out of AI mode, I think now, actually. As it seems.
Yes, but it has lost him quite a lot. As Silly Bunny's potentially going to make a move on Midzi at the end of this lap. He's got quite a lot of battery, this Bunny. 40%. As Race Roller is going to get back past Para here. And Para, I don't think, is going to defend this. He's not really using that much battery. Race Roller pulls onto the right-hand side. And they are going to swap positions.
Maybe.
So it's going to be Race Roller taking the lead in this lap.
Maybe seeing this happen a bit more throughout the next few laps. YOLO Gamer also got to mention his name here, as a simple mistake from either of the top two drivers can promote YOLO.
Oh, simple mistake, all them battling side by side, and Paraquix tries to make the move on Race Roller again. And this is just going to slow them up and allow Para's teammate Klutzy to get into the fight. And yes, Paraquix obviously felt like there was a gap there to go for in the second chicane. Was very, very lucky not to lose
a bit shaky out
position due to that bumping. As here we are, YOLO Gamer potentially trying to make the move on Para here as there's yellow flag, and that is V2. That is V2. V2 has
gone into
spun
a
the second chicane
and
he's reset to track. Yep.
I'm not sure if that's.
If I didn't catch the entire first one of him doing that, I've certainly caught that one. And that has probably given NRX Stenner a bit of a fright of his life there as well.
It would have definitely given me the fright of my life. Just seeing a car appear.
Oh, as Para's in the pits. He's in the pits now, so he's using now as the time to try and go for the undercut, try and get a decent bit of track position. It's quite a risky move from Para, that is, as there's the field spread is quite a lot, as Bunny has got past Midzi, so the softs still have a decent bit of life in them. And could Bunny here allow potentially him, Midzi and Jam to catch up to the leading battle? The leading quintet is now.
Jib is also in the pits on his soft compound tyre. He's going to be pitting for a new set of mediums.
Oh, quite importantly here, we could potentially have YOLO Gamer losing the DRS to Race Roller. It's a very, very fine margins at the moment. And YOLO Gamer, he's been quite good from pole position, but yeah, Race Roller could very, very easily get that 2/10 he needs to gain that time to lose YOLO Gamer from his DRS here,
and obviously
allow him to potentially pull away.
Exactly, and obviously with YOLO kind of being dragged along by this DRS there, keeping Klutzy behind, it invites him through, and then maybe even his teammate of Zydrad as well.
Yes, is Klutzy maybe going to think about moving on YOLO Gamer here? He's taking these quite a lot of laps as Bunny is now coming to the pits from his softs. Obviously wants to go for the undercut himself. Obviously knocked out in Q1 Bunny, and having a pretty good race so far. But yeah, Race Roller, you see how important not breaking that DRS was, as YOLO Gamer is now back to within about 7/10 of him. So, and this race is going to go on for quite a while now. There's yellow flag, and that is Ham that's gone off. Ham has had a spin. He was quite close to his teammate, and he has gone off the track. He has had a bit of a spin, and he has lost quite a lot of time.
Which opens up the opportunity to Bezders here. As obviously the gap gets closed.
Yellow's set to 3, and that is Jib Jab crawling into the pits, and I assume he's got a bit of a wheel issue and might
Gonna be
unfortunately have to
retiring.
retire. And I do wonder when Klutzy's going to pit here, because he's staying in this train quite nicely as Bezos is disconnected, so
Get him back in.
hopefully he can get back in. Yeah, when is Klutzy going to go here? That is a very key question. Doing kind of the opposite to his teammate here, as he's using quite a lot of his battery now. Is he going to maybe think about making a move on YOLO Gamer? No, he does not.
SLR Jam currently up 11 places on the back of Midzi here. Within half a second, which means DRS is obviously there. Could be looking to shape up a move here. They are both on the same compounded tyre, so that DRS will give a big advantage in those zones for SLR Jam.
Indeed. This is running very, very close to the edge of the white line there, and yeah, he's running quite well as Jam at the moment.
Jib Jam.
As Jib Jam.
10 seconds.
Yeah, he's... Oh, his YOLO Gamer's gone! YOLO Gamer is gone, and he has lost his front wing, and that is disaster for YOLO Gamer. He was in P2, he was running so well, and he has spun, he has lost his wing, and he is now out of the running for the victory. He's lost it on Ascari, he took quite a lot of curb, and that is what happens around this track sometimes. You can take quite a lot of curb, and you can make that kind of mistake. And that is what he has done, and he is going to have to go into the pits, change his front wing,
He's
and
also in the pits, off of his
really
softs
out
onto
of
new
this race. Yes, that is very key for him, potentially. Can he get the undercut? We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, that's really gutting from YOLO Gamer, as
interesting.
he was in a very, very good position.
Interesting tyre choice, though.
As the yellow flag in sector 3, and Ham's lost it. Ham is out of this race. He has crashed at Ascari as well. He's crashed at Ascari pretty much the same place as YOLO Gamer did. Oh, but he's crashed on the other side, and he is out of this session. Is a safety car going to be needed for that? I think it would have been called out if it was.
And Jib Jab was
wow.
also retired in pits. Maybe some wheel issues there.
Yeah, I know he's had some wheel issues, and that's potentially the end of his day with those. Ham's now left the session after that crash at Ascari. As the timings are being reset a bit here after Ham's left, which is always fun.
Not ideal for us, obviously.
Yeah, anyway. I do know something that is a close battle, because you can see it. Zydrad on Czech. Or Czech on Zydrad, I should say. As they're approaching the yellow flag zone in Sector 1, so won't be able to overtake. And annoyingly to them, Jib Jab's AI is still out there after retiring in the pits. So that's to avoid that. Hopefully Midzi avoids that fine as well. It's pulled over onto the right-hand side, and so he should. But yeah, we're kind of just now waiting for the top runners to make their pit stops.
And see if that,
see where they filter out compared to the two McLarens.
Yeah, and see if that undercut has paid out for not only the McLarens, but with, I think, a couple other drivers as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Silly Bunny made quite an early pit stop himself, of course.
Scanner also made an early pit stop due to damage very close to his teammate, currently showing off some pace at the back of the grid.
Yeah, he's shown off some really good pace on the softs there, actually, as going in the pits with damage on lap 1 to still be not that far off the leaders who have made the same amount of pit stops as you. It's good. And yeah, Klutzy, he's got Bezos with the DRS. So he now can close up to his teammate, get past his teammate with DRS maybe, or just get into his teammate's DRS. And then maybe they can work together here, as still none of the leaders are boxed yet. As Jitto is the first driver on the mediums to come into the pits. That is a very interesting phase of the race here.
May also be looking for an undercut on the front runners there.
And will Klotzy potentially think about getting past Power into turn 1 here? Yes, he will.
Seems
Power
like,
does let him go.
Seems like some team orders over at Alpha Towery for Dizzy Bunny and Stenner as they swap positions.
Yeah, Stenner still showing some good pace. His YOLO gamer sets the fastest lap of the race. Obviously had to go quite early onto his softs after his accident, but yeah, that is a real shame for YOLO gamer. That is a big shame.
Drove excellently in qualifying.
He has driven absolutely excellently in qualifying and in the first few laps of the race to still be within the DRS of Race Roller, converting that wet pace into good dry pace as well. But unfortunately, is out of the running for the victory for now.
Hey, a safety car may bring him back into it. You never know yet.
That is true.
I think that's what the front runners are kind of gunning for here. Either a safety car or a virtual safety car. So
I don't think so. They're going in the pits now.
Czech stays out.
Yes, he does, as Midzi and Jam are also in now. So they are going for a bit of the undercut on Czech. And Czech's trying to take the tyres as much as he can. Yes, Czech is going to have better lap tyres at the end of the race, but he is going to potentially lose a lot of track position here. And let's see where these guys come out relative to Klotzy. And as expected, the two McLarens of Klotzy and Para, they have taken the lead. And can they work together here? Can the two McLarens work together here and keep this 1-2 finish?
Hey, we saw a 1-2 from McLaren in real life before at Monza. Is it going to happen in the McKeon division?
I'm not sure. Race Roller certainly has quite a good run on Para. But wow, what a climax of this race we are going to have with these two McLarens definitely in quite a good position here. Obviously, Race Roller, Zydrad, Czech are going to be on the softs.
Zydrad shaping up a move.
But the two McLarens do have the track position. Yeah, that should be quite an easy move. He is a pit stop ahead of the Williams driver.
And he's gone, basically.
Always look at this.
YOLO gamer.
Race Roller absolutely pushing around Paraclix, and he's pretty much got the move done already. Race Roller had so much more grip, so much more pace than Para through Ascari that he's made the move done. He's made the move straight away, and is now going to be looking at getting past Klotzy straight away as well.
But DRS will pay dividends.
Yeah, I think he is going to potentially maybe even go for the move already. He's going to go down the inside into turn 1. And look at that, the soft compound tyres working absolutely brilliantly for Race Roller.
Three corners.
He's taken the lead.
3 corners and he's taken both of those drivers.
Yeah, as Czech has not actually lost that much track position. He's lost a bit of time to Zydrad, but not that much track position. He's using a lot of his battery, though, to try and catch into the DRS.
Should be seeing Briggs' box fairly soon out in the lead.
Yeah, maybe Riggs is hoping for a safety car. Yeah. That's certainly someone who is. Yeah, now can Race Roller pull the gap on Klotzy and Para? Can he pull away from that DRS? Zydrad will kind of be hoping that he can, as Midzi makes his way past Bunny. And now potentially Bunny can close up to this pack with Midzi's pace on the softs relative to Klotzy and Para's pace on the mediums.
Zydrad closing in on Para.
I think Para might have lost the DRS to his teammate, so should be easy pickings for Zydrad. Does Para open his DRS flap? No, he does not. And so Zydrad is going to potentially gain the position, although Para's using a lot of battery, and he is going to be able to fight this back into turn 1. Goes quite defensive to the inside. And yes, he is. Yes, he is, Para. He is defending this position, and that's just allowing Czech to close up to Zydrad, and well, it's allowing Klotzy to pull clear a little bit. As Zydrad is going to go round the outside of the second chicane here. Can he pull this off?
They make contact.
They make a bit of contact. Yeah, Zydrad has to turn into the corner at some point, and Para was still there on the inside, so Zydrad had a little bit of contact with him, but it's luckily not affected Zydrad's race, or Para's race, of course.
Briggs losing around 2 seconds a lap here on those old mediums. If he stays out
As
another
now
lap.
Race Roller has broken clear of the DRS of Klutzy. And so Zydrad's going to go around the outside of Para. Oh, they've made contact, and Czech's got into him. Czech's got into him.
Czech is out.
Oh, that is so cruel for SLR. Checkers, there's a safety car here. There is a safety car, and Riggs is going to be so happy with that. But oh my god, I am so gutted for SLR Czech. He was the innocent bystander in that collision between Zydrad and...
We're going to see Klutzy pit here.
Between Zydrad and between Paraquix, but yes, Klutzy and Para pitting, interestingly. And these soft runners who are on the one-stopper, they've gained massively. And look at how much Riggs is gaining as well.
Para got some front wing damage from that incident there, so front wing changing for him, that'll lose him out on...
As interestingly, Stenner's gone back in the pits to change onto even fresher soft tyres. He would have gained a few positions, but it's gone back into the pits. But wow, this does firmly neutralise this race, and oh, I'm just...
And now us as commentators, we can sit back and breathe a little bit.
Yeah, but I am just so gutted for SLR Czech, though. He did everything right this race, had a great qualifying, and he's out. Yeah, and he's out due to a collision that didn't even involve him. It was just a car on the straight,
so-called
on the corner behind him, and he's just drifted in the wall, and he is out. Yeah, he said he can't believe this game. He said the car did not ghost, and ghosting is on, and for some reason the car didn't ghost, and wow. But how the safety car changes things. Midzi 15, I don't know how, but he is in P3, just 2 positions behind his championship rival Race Roller.
What? Where did that come from?
Look at everyone's on softs, so I'll just have a look at the position changes. Midzi's up 12 positions. Jam behind him is up 14, and in with a shout of the podium here. Jitto's up 8, Riggs is up 11 after making that stop onto the safety car. Klutzy's lost a few positions after making the second stop and currently sits P7. Bez is up into P8 after disconnecting earlier on in the session and running last. And yeah, Bunny's obviously lost the place due to going and down to P9, but wow, and then of course the likes of Stenner, Crispy, YOLO Gamer, V2, Nicky, potentially back in this race. Maybe not Nicky because he is about a minute behind, but yeah.
Same with V2 there.
Really mix things up,
to be honest. Both of them are pretty far back from the rest of the pack. Well, I would like to actually see a recovery drive from YOLO here. In my opinion, he deserves to be up there with the likes of Race Roller, Zydrad and Midzi today. Just that one mistake on the exit at Ascari that cost him that position, and obviously his team around 75 grand as well. They're not going to be too happy with that one.
But indeed they're not.
I wish I had that much
in
my bank account.
But yes, anyway,
Oof.
The safety car, is it still going to stay out this lap, or is it going to come in? If it does not come in at the end of this lap, I might... yeah, I'm going to quickly grab myself a drink of water as we wait for the restart.
We love water. Hydration is key. Another lap of this safety car may end up bringing V2 back into the fight with the grid as well. For those that didn't see earlier or joined in late to the stream, Klutzy qualified up in P5, now down in P7 to unfortunate circumstances. He had, well, not really unfortunate, but he's had extra stop behind the safety car setting him on new soft tyres, looking for his charge through the pack here. Riggs was leading the race not too long ago, an absolute strategic masterclass from him. As our boy YOLO down in 12th would say over in the F2 division, when he commentated over there. He waited for the safety car. He was patient about it, and he's got some pretty fresh softs to be fighting through as well. Midzi, back from P15, crashed during qualifying, now up in P3. Looking very comfortable for a podium here. SLR Jam, he's been charging through it, and he's done it relatively well up in P4 from P18 here.
As the safety car's in. The safety car is now in. Nicky has caught up to the pack, so that means that all 16 drivers, and they're all on relatively fresh softs, are going to be fighting to the flag here. And Race Roller, Zydrad, Midzi, Jam, and the rest are going to be fighting for the victory. This is going to be an absolute blockbuster of a finish.
As we ride on board with Race Roller here on his restart.
Yeah, here we are. When is Race Roller going to go? It looks like he's chosen now to go. Has he caught Zydrad napping a bit?
Not gone yet.
No, he hasn't gone yet, actually. He's not gone
and
yet.
Now
I thought he might have gone.
On the exit of Para.
Now he's gone.
5 seconds.
Para Division picks up a penalty. And Zydrad now, he's not going to be able to look ahead because he has Midzi after that position straight away. Is
Crispy is side by side with
here.
Para.
Yes, he is, but... And Para trying to get that position, and
Crispy gets a move
there's
done.
yellow flag in sector 1. Who is that? That is...
Stenner.
That is Stenner off. Stenner is off. He's dropped down to P16. But anyway, now for the battle for the lead. Race Roller, if he wants to have the best chance of winning this race and make this easy for him, he needs to get 3 seconds. He needs to get 1 second on Zydrad by the end of lap, by the middle of lap 23,
I think.
It's either 23 or 24. No, by the middle of lap 24. By the middle of lap 24, I believe.
Which gives...
If he doesn't do that, Zydrad will have the DRS on him. But currently, the gap is almost even going over a second already. So Race Roller is controlling this race really nicely from the front.
Para
now Nicky's got his way up into P13. He's going side by side with Power, is Nicky.
No,
who's going to break latest? Nicky is. Nicky's going to break latest. And Riggs on his fresh softs, perhaps having a little bit of a run at Jitto here. He's going to be quite fast towards the end of the race here on these softs as Riggs. Is he going to maybe have a go here yet? No, he's not.
I think he might be waiting for DRS for that one.
But yeah, here we are. Race Roller's absolutely bolted ahead of Zydrad. Clearly
1.6 seconds.
Track.
Wow.
He's clearly liking this track an awful lot, is Race Roller, and he has that DRS buffer. He's used quite a lot of his battery, but then so has Zydrad.
Midzi.
But Zydrad is potentially going to be a sitting duck from Midzi here. When DRS comes around.
May even be down the straight here if the DRS difference is around 20%. That allows a chance for Midzi to overtake.
Yes, at the moment Midzi does not have DRS. DRS will be enabled next lap. But the potential of DRS is not... Lack of DRS is not concerning Klotzy as he has a little look. Here's a little look at Riggs. As someone's gone off in the background, and that is YOLO Gamer. YOLO Gamer has gone off and lost the position to Nicky.
He's having an absolute shocker now. Our poor YOLO there was running at the top end of the grid for a little while.
As now Midzi's got past Zydrad, and Midzi can now work on closing the gap to Race Roller potentially. He's up into P2 now. Is Riggs going to have a look at Jitto here though? Yes, he is. Riggs breaks very, very late, and he's made the move stick on Jitto. That is a great late breaking move by Riggs. Completely clean. Jitto gave him the space, and they made a bit of contact on exit, but the move was on and the move was done, and that is a great
Silly
move
bunny
by
on the back of Klotzy here into the second chicane.
Oh, as he hits his back end.
He gets his full wing's gone. He's hit his back twice. How is he not out of the race?
as he is now retired on track. He's presumably not too happy with Klutzy's defending there, and he has ended off.
Bezos is also out.
Yeah, what's happened to Bezos? There's another safety car. There's another safety car. Bezos has crashed at the second Lesmo. All of a sudden, Crispy's up into P8, Nicky's up into P9, but yeah, something else has happened, but yeah, another safety car deployed.
This means, I'm pretty sure when the safety car goes in here, it's either going to be lap 25 or 26, which gives us 1 or 2 laps of literally balls to the wall racing.
Indeed.
This could turn out to be a bit interesting here.
As Paraquix is coming into the pits, as is V2, taking that opportunity to get a free pit stop onto slightly fresher softs. But yeah, the safety car will be coming in, I believe, yeah, the end of lap 25, so I think that's the end of the next lap it should be coming in. To give us 2 laps of racing. There won't be DRS, but maybe Midzi can get close enough to race Roller from it. It's all going to be about the safety car restart, and the 2 championship rivals are going to be battling each other out. They're going to be battling it out for the win here.
Could turn out to be really interesting for Midzi as well. Not for a sense of winning, of course, but 15th to 2nd so far.
Could he do a 15th to 1st? That would be quite astonishing.
That definitely.
Could even the likes of Jam or Riggs get in? Could even the likes of Jam
safety
or
car
Riggs get in
this
there?
lap? That leaves V2 and Para out of this restart, and I'm pretty sure keeps them out of this race.
I think they'll be able to get. I think they will be able to catch up if Race Roller backs them up enough. We saw him back them up an awful lot, but here we are now. Here we are. It is a sprint race to the end here. The final 3 laps. Can Race Roller keep Midzi behind him? This is absolutely key for the championship here, and they are going to go battling it out. There's certainly no love lost between these two. As here we are. They are away, and I think Klutzy might have dropped it on the restart here. But here we are. Midzi using a lot of battery here as Stenner picks up a warning for something.
Stenner
got a penalty.
For multiple warnings.
And here we are, Midzi, right over the back of Race Roller. He's just swarming over the back of him, trying to do something as Nicky picks up a 5-second penalty. And all of a sudden, look at this. Look who's right there in P5. Crispy's up into P5. Crispy is on his 6-lap-old softs. He's got fresher softs than the cars ahead of him. Has fought his way up into P5. He's had a brilliant restart.
Nicky running a 4-stop race in P8.
As the yellow flag, and that is YOLO Gamer, I think, that's gone off. But yes, a Race Roller, after that little bit of a scare at the restart, it looks like he's beginning to open that gap up to...
As Nicky and Jethro swap places.
But here we are, entering the final lap now. This is all just about whether Race Roller makes any mistakes at the front here. He should have this covered for...
And Jitto and Stenner are out.
Jitto, Stenner and Division have all crashed. What on earth has happened there? What on earth has happened there? I dread to see it. I feel like I'm probably going to see that on the stewards later, but...
Please send me the
that
clip.
is...
I need to see that.
But wow, that is very, very interesting. That is... They've all crashed and potentially even on a separate accident. But yeah, that is those 3 out of the race. As now Crispy is going to try and get past Jam. This is for P4. Up through Curva Grande they go. Is he going to make the move into the chicane? Jam uses the centre of the track to defend.
There's a bit of contact.
And Crispy cannot make the move stick. He cannot make the move stick. But now Race Roller goes through the Lesmos now. And he's just going to have Ascari to go now, and that is Ascari and Parabolica, and that is all that stands in his way of a another race victory for Race Roller. He's had a couple this season. And at the moment, he is on for one. Oh, it's Crispy picks up a penalty. That is so important to this race. That's going to allow the likes of Clutzy and Briggs to move up. But that is really annoying for Chris. Oh, Zydrad outbrakes himself and he's hit Midzi. Zydrad outbrakes himself. He's crashed into Midzi and Jam gets P2. Crispy gets P3. And what? Zydrad gets it after penalties. But what has happened there? Zydrad has gone very, very hot on the brakes. And he has just taken Midzi out of this race on the final lap. And, well, that is, on the final corner, Zydrad has... Well, wow, that's incredible. That is incredible.
Holy.
That is absolutely incredible. That is... He's locked up, he's gone into the back of Midzi, and he has taken them both out of this race. And that means that Jam has got a podium, and I'm pretty sure that is going to go to the stewards. Riggs could even get a podium as well. And wow, I mean, what an ending to this race. Race Roller takes the victory. Midzi down out of the points after that last lap collision with Zydrad. And wow, Jam 18th to 2nd in the end of that. But what an ending to that race.
I still want to say
that is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably agree. I mean, you got to say, I mean, fair play to Jam. He's also had an absolute belter of a drive, pretty much stuck with Midzi all race, as he's saying in the chat. That was lucky.
I 200% agree.
But he does get his podium. But yeah, that is, well,
wow.
As Zydrad has said, interview Riggs, he doesn't deserve to be there. I mean, yeah. I imagine he doesn't really want to talk particularly after that one. But wow, what an ending to this race. Our Visions just left the party, but my word, that is a crazy end to this race. And yeah, let's get the top 3 in the party. And yeah, can we have the Driver of the Day nominations in the chat, please?
Did you finish top 3? I thought it was Zydrad.
Yeah, but Zydrad doesn't really want to speak to anyone after what he did to Midzi on the last corner, understandably. Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to get the podium anyway, if I'm being honest, Riggs, after penalties. After that, I think it's kind of clear cut, if I'm being completely honest. So you probably deserve to be here anyway, if I'm being honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
just on the damn step.
But yeah, let's start off with the interviews. Okay, so yeah, so Vision, do you want to take P3 and P2? Well, what is P4 and P2, I should say, and I'll take P1 maybe.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Right, P4, Riggs, I think.
Yep.
So mate, it was a bit hectic for you towards the middle of that race there.
Nothing to lose. Starting 17th obviously was a proper pain in the back end, but it kind of seemed to be probably where you wanted to be fair. After everything that was going on in hindsight is a good thing in that. No, I seen everybody pitting. I thought because I was trying to figure out the strat as I was going along in the race, and the tyres, like, they weren't terrible, but they still felt fine. Like, I was looking at mine, my personal best, and I was only maybe 4/10, half a second off that on like 15 lap old tyres. So I was like, well, I'll stretch it out and we'll just see how long it takes us. But I think we got really lucky with the safety car, to be honest. I don't exactly know what happened, but the safety car came out when I was coming into parabolic, and I was like, I will take that.
For you with that strategy, looking at the delta times, you were losing about 2
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, Nico.
So that was interesting to see.
I. Aye, cheers, mate.
Oh, Jehosis, my friend. What about young Jam?
No, roller is not P2. Roller is not P2.
Can't be
Jam, I
forgetting
don't-
Jam.
I mean, if you want to give me the win, I'll take it, but...
SLR Jam. My bad. Right, Jam. I think that was back row to second for you, correct?
Yeah, 18th to
Yeah.
2nd.
16 positions gained. You can tell my brain isn't working. Can't do simple maths anymore. A lot of overtakes in your first stint there. Do you want to give us a rundown of your race?
Yeah, honestly, to be honest, I can't really remember much about the start. Got a decent start and then kept it clean into turn 1, and obviously instants ahead helped me out a bit, and I think before I knew it I was in about P12, P11, and yeah, just kept it clean from there. Had the odd mistake at the second chicane, I think due to my wheel a bit and due to a lack of practice, but I mean, first podium in SLR with no line, right from the back of the grid. Yeah, I'll take that any day of the week. I would have taken P4, which was what it was looking like for a long time, but yeah, obviously Midzi got really unlucky. He pulled me along for quite a bit, which definitely helped out my race a lot. But yeah, I was really really happy to finally be back on the podium after such a long time, and for the first time with no line as well. Feels a bit sweeter.
Yeah. From your perspective, obviously, from the back row, even more interesting for the viewers. We always love it.
Yeah. Cheers.
I forgot about you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, race roller, the victor. I mean, whilst there was, well, especially in the last few laps, absolute chaos behind you. You took the lead relatively early on from YOLO Gamer, and then there were a couple of laps where you had to make your way past cars on the mediums. But once you did that, it seemed like you relatively had the race in control. Did you think that something as high as a victory would be possible this race? And generally, just how do you feel with how this one went?
I mean, yeah, after Mitzi crashed in qualifying, I knew it was sort of a podium or nothing, really. Otherwise, the championship would be even more gone than it already was. And then, after I got past YOLO Gamer, I felt pretty comfortable, and obviously he binned it. And then after the pit stops, I was a few seconds ahead as Idred, who was the nearest challenger at that point, and then obviously the safety car. Well, the first one pulled out the gap again, and then another safety car, which was a bit frustrating and a bit tense, but was able to just about manage it. And I don't really know what happened behind me. Well, I don't like to see people crashing, but I'm certainly not going to complain. I think I've gained 25 points on Midzi instead of 7, so I'll take it. Yeah, hopefully I can just keep up the good qualifying, not qualify 8th every race, and just, yeah, keep going and maybe get myself back into it.
Yes, indeed, and well, I mean, gaining 25 points on your championship rival, well, there's no really better way to get back into it than that, I have to say. And I mean, yeah, very well managed from yourself as well. And I'm not sure who's going to be driver of the day. There's certainly a few strong contenders. Even after his incident, Midzi's obviously a strong contender. Race Roller, of course, with the controlled victory. And then, of course, the likes of Jam and Riggs, who we also have in here as well, gaining masses of places and getting very, very strong results themselves. But yes, thank you for watching, though. I've been SLR Sam, here with Vision. And please join us again for what is going to be our second Italian race in a row. A new track for the F1 game. First time it's been on the F1 game since, I believe, 2013. Imola. So please join us for Imola next week on Friday for Division 1. Thank you all for watching. Good night.